Psylocke just got her new seasonal uniform for the summer, so obviously everyone's trying to come up with the best rotation, trying to figure things out. So this is my attempt to add to that conversation. Now, just as a reminder, there are different ways to play characters, there's different rotations, you need to find out the one that works best for you, and the one that you can optimize. This is what I'm doing, this is how I play her, so if you have a different rotation, we can talk about it in the comments. I have tried several ones, but this is the one that seems to be working best for me. So I'm going to show it after I kind of explain it. Some people like to hear it first and then kind of point out what to keep an eye out for in the video itself. I'm not going to talk too much while playing because I have a tendency to get distracted and then I mess up the rotation. So with that being said, wait till the end if you want to see her build, and then you can kind of see where I'm at and why I'm scoring what I do, even with this rotation. The suggested Netmarble one, if you get a preview skills, is to start with a 6 if it's available, then do a 4-3-5. A lot of people are talking about doing a 3-4-5 instead. I find that does work better. The big question and the debate that I'm hearing from folks is where to put 2 and 1 as well as 7. So in my opinion, I save it for the end. So what I'm doing is I'm doing 3. She's going to lean back and kind of prep her katana right before she dashes forward. So if you get used to going the preview skills, get used to that animation of what it looks like when she leans back, you'll see it here in a few seconds. Get your timing down to where right before she goes forward, she has a full lean back, her sword's in position, and then you cancel that into 4. 4, you just want to have the water appear on the ground. It's a little bit quicker than the lean back on 3, and then you cancel into your 5. She does a whole bunch of different stuff with the water and the waves, and then she is going to land back down on the ground. She's going to come down from the air. If you prefer to watch the cooldown timers on skill 5, there's about 5, almost 4 seconds left, right before you hit 4 seconds when she lands on the ground. So if you use that 5 seconds as a cue that you can now continue because your 5 is done, that might help you so you can keep your proc on and keep it tight. What I do after that is I'm going to do a 2, cancel 1, and the 1 should be inside the proc. If you're doing this right, you will be done with your 1 before the proc's completely gone. You do not want to re-proc on your 1. It's going to screw up your damage. Some people are suggesting to start with a 1 and then do 3, 4, 5, and then 2 to move around at the end. You can try that if you want. I find I'm scoring more this way. And of course, again, 6 is going to always start out your rotation. If you are starting with a 1, you're going to do 1 and then 6, 3, 4, 5. And if you don't want to use the 1 there and you want to do it like I'm doing, like I said, you're going to do a 6, 3, 4, 5, 2, 1. Your 7 is going to fall in one of 2 locations. It is either going to be ready while you're doing your rotation right before your 5. So 3, 4, 7, 5. Or it'll be ready before you start the full rotation, in which case you'll start with 7 and then do your 3, 4, 5. And of course 6 slips in right before it. So if 6 is ready, it is going to be 7, 6, 3, 4, 5, 2, 1. And if 7 is not ready yet and 6 is, you're going to do a 6, 3, 4, 7, 5, 2, 1. Let me go ahead and show you that in action. Some people prefer to hear it, some people prefer to see it. I just like to kind of cover everyone. Everyone has a different play style. So let me turn on the sound so you can actually have something to listen to, since I'm going to try to focus and not mess up my rotation at all. I am going to, because it just happens. You play a few times if you're into AB. And I will point out really quick milestones. So for my account, I'm scoring about 11 million today, roughly. I want to hit 2 million by the first roar. The second roar, I want to be as close as I can to 7 million and probably push past it in order to hit my 11 million. I know I can hit at least 10 million even if I mess up, but I'm trying to push as far past 11 million as possible. So this is what that looks like. There's the lean back, splash, 5. 2, 1. Okay, lean back, splash, 7, 5. 2, 1. All inside the proc. Lean back, 4, 5. All right, see, that's about 2 million. That's not too bad, a little bit lower than I want to be. I'm going to wait till he turns here so I can get the cancel. 7, 3, lean back, 4, 5. There's the cancel. I could wait here. I'm going to go ahead and risk it and do a 6, 3, lean back, 4, 7, 5. Procs are off a little bit here, and then I'm going to finish off with my 1, 2. Ooh, 2, 1, I mean. Okay, pick up that orb. Okay, 7's ready at the beginning. Notice I'll finish off my rotation before I pick up that orb. You don't want to screw up your damage. I said 7 million by the second roar. I meant 7 million by the time this boost from Odin's Blessing is gone. I want to be at 7 million right now. So this is actually a little bit lower than I have been. So I don't think I'm breaking 11 million on this run. I still think it's important to see and just be aware that, you know, sometimes you've got to run multiple times. I also noticed I have a tendency to mess up more when I'm trying to talk and record a video, you know. Okay, again, wait till he turns for a second, and as long as he's lifting his sword, you can do your 3. For this season, for canceling, if you do your 3 too early, you're not going to get the cancel off, so just be aware of that. Play it by ear, adjust and adapt as needed. I do know that it's frustrating for a lot of folks to play AB of different types, and you kind of got to roll with the punches and adapt your rotation just ever so slightly if your run gets wonky. With the Beast and Searcher kind of jumping all over the place for ABX and ABL, it does have a tendency to kind of put your score all over the place. So don't think it's just you, it's just consistently inconsistent sometimes. Or maybe I'm just a bad player. That's possible too. All right, so just a hair below 11 million, as you can see, 10.8 million. I'm sorry, 10.8 million. I probably want to run this again and do kind of a speed run with it, but I want to show you the build that I have first. And I do want to show you I'm not lying. It is, you know, 11.1 million is the best I could do. And this was after multiple runs. I am not consistently breaking 11 million with my account. So really quick, as you can see, let's look at the team. So I'm using Polaris' leadership. I'm using Dazzler support. You do want to have insight on one of them if you have it available. I have it on Polaris. A lot of people are recommending that you put it on Dazzler instead. Doesn't matter really who you have it on. It's just Dazzler is now usable in different game modes and ends up being a better support option than Polaris. And you have other lead options you can throw in, like self-leads. So if you do have an insight, I probably would recommend Dazzler over Polaris, but I already have it on Polaris. As far as Psylocke goes, nothing too super impressive. I'm only rank 882. These are the overall stats. You can see what's capped. Pause it if you want to read it. Everything's amplified. I only have, well, it helps if I have my face out of the way. I only have one Odin's Blessing down there. So not really nothing to write home about. I'm using Ghost Rider as a striker, who tends to be the best striker. He is sitting with a normal Rage. A lot of people recommend him with a Brilliant Judgment, or if you have a really well-rolled Mighty Judgment, makes him a better striker, supposedly. I have not experimented with that. That's just been what I've been told. Power of the Angry Hulk here. I do have a 4-star type match artifact, which does do an additional damage here with the critical damage, critical attack, and you know, based upon instinct and stuff. So not necessarily needed, but I do have it. And then I have a Mighty Rage on her. So 180 enraged at the top and at a 0.9. Uniform is mythic. These are the uniform options that I currently have. You, of course, want to adjust that based upon what your character and what your account needs. So there's a high-level overview. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run this a couple more times, and I will clip that as a speed run in at the end here, just so you can see me actually breaking 11 million, because it drives me nuts. I prepare a video, I talk the whole time, I give an example, and I don't do the 11 million I claimed. So let's try it again. And there we go. So that makes me at least feel a little bit better to show you the 11 million at the end. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.